The golden age of America begins right now.
All right, it's been a year since Trump's been back in office, so we're going to do an economic report card of sorts. Just how are Americans doing? We're going to drill down, looking at growth.
Our economy is booming, growth is exploding.
Groceries.
What word have you not heard over the last 2 weeks? Affordability.
Manufacturing.
Thousands of businesses are being built.
And the stock market.
Adding $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts.
Eric Talley is a professor of law and business at Columbia University. In terms of the effect on the economy, he rates Trump's first year back a solid B.
There have been aspects of his presidency thus far that have overseen a relatively resilient economy, but along with that is a lot of unpredictability.
When it comes to growth, Trump says the economy is booming. But recent GDP numbers, the rate at which the economy is growing, were sluggish. You see, Wall Street was expecting GDP to come in around 3%, but
this is the first reading of fourth quarter GDP. We came in at 1.4%.
It is a pretty big surprise, particularly given that through the first 3 quarters of 2025, GDP growth was actually pretty good, at least consistent with historical averages. 1.4 is quite low.
One indicator Trump loves to tout is the surging stock market.
They added $9 trillion, and your retirement accounts and 401ks are at the highest level they've ever been.
Earlier this month, the Dow set a new record, crossing 50,000, with the S&P 500 index up 16% and the NASDAQ up 20% at the end of 2025. Matthew Lebo is a political science professor in London, Ontario. He gives Trump the harshest grade.
So his overall grade is an F. He's failing on many major fronts. He's doing permanent damage to the United States in every possible area we could think of, such as trade and security.
With manufacturing employment in the U.S. dropping by 108,000 in 2025, Lebo says Trump needs to look beyond Wall Street.
But wage growth is not going up. A lot of manufacturing jobs have been lost.
Time to turn to one of Trump's least favorite subjects.
And then I have to listen to the fake news talking about affordability.
While the price of eggs has fallen since Trump's been in office, overall food inflation is up 2.9%, with juice up 28% and beef 15%.
Obviously, one of the taglines at the end of the Biden administration is, "Oh my God, have you seen how expensive a carton of eggs is?" Well, now you want to go buy a T-bone. That's really where you're going to take it in the chops, no pun intended.
Barbara Perry is a professor of presidential studies. She gives Trump poor marks when it comes to housing essentials.
That is a D, because for average Americans who supported him, or even those who didn't, but hoped that whoever would be president in this term would lower the price of housing and food and fuel.
All right, how about all those tariff-driven manufacturing jobs Trump promised?
Factory construction is up by 41%, and that number is really going to skyrocket right now.
So this is a look at construction spending on manufacturing, basically factories being built or improved, which grew for much of Joe Biden's presidency, but have continued to fall under Trump, down 6.7%.
There have been announcements that some of these international counterparties are going to be investing large amounts of money in the U.S. Most of that still seems to take the form of cheap talk.
And while Trump celebrates the trillions tariffs have brought in,
The tariff is the greatest thing that's happened to this country.
a report from the Tax Foundation says tariffs in 2025 actually cost U.S. households $1,000 each. Add in the cost of the big, beautiful bill, which extended Trump's tax cuts, adding over $4 trillion to the national debt, and Talley wonders what's sustainable.
The U.S. is running an unprecedentedly large deficit, and that will continue. That pot that's in the back of the stove has been turned up to a slow boil, and at some point it could explode.
But with the worst case debt scenario still far in the future, For the moment, what's growing for U.S. consumers and producers is a sense of concern.
They have been sort of putting out some yellow caution flags and trying to, figure out, okay, look, which way is this economy going? Have we hit this soft landing with the economy, or are we bound to see some more undulation?